Welcome to Build Strong Habits podcast channel. Sit back, relax, take your eyes off the screen, and listen. Just listen to this audio podcast, and let's start building habits that transform our life.
Welcome back, deep divers. This time we are diving into Darren Hardy's The Compound Effect.
Excellent choice.
So we'll be looking at those small, everyday choices and how they can lead to huge results over time.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating about the compound effect is that it doesn't promise a quick fix.
Right.
It's all about consistency.
Okay.
It's about harnessing the power of those small, smart choices,
I like it.
repeated consistently over time.
So it's like compound interest, but...
So it's like compound interest, but for your life.
Okay, so I get how compound interest helps your money grow,
Yeah.
but how does that apply to personal development?
Great question. Let me give you a real-world example.
Okay.
Imagine you choose to walk for just 15 minutes each day.
Yeah.
Now that seems pretty small, right?
Yeah, 15 minutes is nothing.
But get this. Over a year, that's like walking from New York to Chicago.
Wow, that's wild.
It's about those small, consistent actions adding up to create something remarkable.
I've always wanted to write a novel, but I just get overwhelmed by the thought of it.
That's where the power of habits comes into play.
Okay.
Instead of focusing on the entire mountain,
Yeah.
you just focus on the next step, right?
Right.
Hardy emphasizes the power of building those good habits.
So if you want to write a novel...
What if you commit to just 30 minutes of writing each day?
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how quickly those words add up.
Okay.
It's about turning the process into a habit, not a chore.
That's a good point. I just struggle with consistency.
Wow,
Like some days I just have zero motivation.
I hear you.
So how do you stay on track when you just don't feel like doing anything?
This is where tracking your progress becomes crucial.
Oh, okay.
It's like watching your savings grow with compound interests.
Yeah.
Seeing those small wins accumulate can be incredibly motivating.
So you can see it visually and it helps. That's really helpful.
So what are some practical ways to track progress?
Yeah. What would you recommend?
Well, Hardy suggests finding a system that works for you,
Oh, okay.
whether it's a simple journal, a detailed spreadsheet, or even an app on your phone.
Oh, that's a good idea.
The key is to make it visual and accessible,
Right.
so you can easily see those small wins adding up.
I like.
So if you're a visual person, maybe a bullet journal where you can track your progress creatively might be a good fit.
Right.
But if you're a data and numbers person, a spreadsheet could give you really detailed insights.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And if convenience is key, then there are tons of apps designed to track habits and goals.
So it's about finding a method that fits your personality.
Exactly.
I love that. So it's all about consistency over intensity.
You got it.
Okay, but here's another thing.
What's that?
Taking responsibility for your choices, it feels like a big piece of the puzzle.
It is. It really is. It's about acknowledging that you're the driver of your life, not a passenger.
So it's about owning those choices, the good and the bad.
Precisely. Recognizing this empowers you to take charge.
Okay.
It's a shift from I can't to I choose not to. Or
Uh-huh.
even better, I choose to.
I love that.
That simple mindset shift can be incredibly powerful.
I see how that could change your whole perspective.
Absolutely.
Because if you constantly blame everything else for your lack of progress, you never actually take control.
Exactly. You're giving your power away.
That's a good point. So we've talked about habits, consistency, and taking responsibility.
Right.
What's next in building this compound effect momentum?
Well, setting those crystal clear goals is absolutely essential.
Okay.
Hardy is a big advocate for using the SMART criteria.
Smart.
Yes. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
That makes sense.
This helps ensure your goals are actionable and keep you motivated.
So instead of saying, I want to be a writer,
Exactly.
I should say something like, I will write 500 words every day for the next 3 months.
You nailed it. It's about making those goals tangible and trackable.
Okay.
And don't forget, it's okay to adjust your goals as needed.
Yeah.
Life throws curveballs, so your goals should evolve with you.
You got it.
Don't be afraid to adapt and refine your approach as you go.
I really like that idea of viewing goals as a journey and not a destination.
Absolutely.
I think that takes the pressure off.
It does.
And speaking of journeys, Hardy emphasizes how much our environment influences our success.
That's a great point.
It's not just willpower and good intentions, right?
Right.
So you mean like our surroundings actually matter?
Think about it. Would you rather try to write a novel in a chaotic, messy room
Probably not.
or a peaceful, organized space?
Right.
Our environment sends powerful signals to our brains,
Interesting.
impacting our focus, our motivation, and even our creativity.
I never thought about it like that.
Like setting the stage for success.
So maybe I need to do some serious decluttering before I even think about writing another word.
That's a great idea. And Hardy also talks about the importance of our social circles.
Okay.
Are the people you spend time with inspiring you and supporting your goals,
Right.
or are they draining your energy and feeding your doubts?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
We've all encountered those energy vampires who leave you feeling depleted after every interaction.
That's so true.
It's not about judging others.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing their impact on your energy and motivation.
Right.
And you have the power to choose who you let into your inner circle.
I like that.
Surround yourself with people who lift you up, inspire you, and believe in your dreams.
That's so important.
Yeah.
So how do we stay positive and motivated when things get tough?
Hardy is a huge advocate for the power of a positive attitude,
Okay.
especially when things get tough.
Yeah.
He talks about adopting a growth mindset.
What's that?
It means viewing challenges as opportunities for learning and growth,
Right.
not as insurmountable roadblocks.
So instead of letting failures define us,
Yeah.
we should see them as stepping stones.
Exactly. Think about some of the most successful people in history.
Okay.
Do you think they got to where they are by giving up at the first sign of failure?
No.
Absolutely not. They embraced those setbacks, learned from them, and used them as fuel to move forward.
Yeah, failures are just part of the process.
Exactly.
I like that.
It's all about perspective.
That reminds me of a quote I love. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success.
That's a great quote.
It really is all about perspective, right?
It is.
Not letting those setbacks define us.
When it comes to shifting our perspective,
Yeah.
Hardy introduces this powerful framework called the 3 R's.
Oh,
Results, responsibility, and rituals.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So tell me, break down those 3 R's for us.
So it's all about understanding the relationship between those elements.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to achieve specific results.
Uh-huh.
Well, you need to take responsibility for your actions.
Okay.
And you need to establish effective rituals that support your goals.
So are rituals like habits?
Yeah, think of them like habits with more intention and purpose.
Okay.
Let's go back to that writing goal.
Yeah.
What if your ritual was sitting down at your desk every morning at 8 a.m., even if you only write for 15 minutes?
I could do that.
Or maybe your ritual is brainstorming ideas while you take a walk in the evening?
Oh, I like that.
The key is to create rituals that align with your goals
Yeah.
and integrate them into your daily routine.
So rituals are all about creating that structure that turns your good intentions into consistent actions.
Exactly. And the responsibility piece ties back to what we discussed earlier.
Right.
Owning your choices and understanding that you shape your own destiny.
I'm really starting to see how all of these pieces connect.
Yeah.
The choices, habits, goals, environment, mindset.
It's like a symphony of personal growth.
It really is.
Each element plays a crucial role in creating a harmonious and fulfilling life.
This is amazing. I'm feeling inspired to start implementing some of these principles into my life.
That's what it's all about. The power to create positive change is within your grasp.
Right.
Embrace the journey and trust in the process.
I like it.
You got this.
It's like we often forget about the power of our social circles when we're focusing on our own efforts.
Absolutely. Hardy talks a lot about how the people we surround ourselves with can either lift us up
Right.
or hold us back.
So it's like decluttering our social space.
In a way,
Yeah.
that feels kind of harsh, though.
Not really. It's not about cutting people out completely.
Yeah.
It's more about being aware of the energy we share with each other.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Are the people we hang out with inspiring us,
Right.
supporting our goals?
Yeah.
Or are they bringing us down and making us doubt ourselves?
We've all met those energy vampires.
Exactly. They leave you feeling totally drained.
Yeah.
But it's not about judging people.
Right.
It's about understanding their impact on our energy and motivation.
So we have the power to choose who we let into our inner circle.
Exactly. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and inspire you.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how do we find those inspiring people?
Yeah, how do we find them? It starts with being really clear about your own values and goals.
Right.
What are you passionate about?
Okay.
What kind of people do you admire?
Right.
Once you know that, you can start looking for communities or groups,
Okay.
even online spaces where you can connect with similar people.
Makes sense. So if you're into writing, join a writer's group.
Exactly.
Surround yourself with people who get it.
Yes, and remember, building those genuine connections takes time and effort.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Start conversations
Right.
and nurture those relationships that feel good.
This has been really eye-opening. It's like having a team of cheerleaders
It really is.
to help us reach our goals.
It's important to embrace that long-term thinking.
Oh, okay.
Hardy's big on playing the long game.
So shifting our focus from instant gratification to the big picture,
You got it.
how do we make that shift?
It's about understanding the difference between those short-term pleasures
Okay.
and long-term fulfillment.
So like indulging in a treat versus making healthy choices.
Exactly. One gives you a quick hit.
Right.
The other contributes to a healthier lifestyle.
So it ties back to that compound interest idea,
It does.
making choices that pay off over time.
It's like planting a seed. You don't see the fruit right away.
Right.
It takes time and patience for it to grow.
I love that analogy.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Definitely.
And along that marathon, you got to celebrate those milestones,
Okay.
those small victories that keep you going.
I'm not great at celebrating small wins.
It's like giving yourself a pat on the back,
Okay.
recognizing that you're moving in the right direction.
So we should be celebrating every step of the way.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
It doesn't have to be anything big.
Okay.
Maybe reflect on your progress in a journal.
Right.
Treat yourself to something you enjoy.
Yeah.
Or share your accomplishment with someone who supports you.
I like it.
It's amazing how powerful those small celebrations can be.
It really is.
And as we continue on this journey,
Yeah. It's important to remember that mastery is not a destination. It's a lifelong pursuit.
so we never actually reach the finish line.
The beauty is that it's always evolving.
Okay.
There's always something new to learn,
Right.
new skills to master, new challenges to face.
So we should focus on that constant growth and improvement.
You got it.
Okay.
It's about embracing the journey and enjoying the process.
I like it. This has been really insightful.
I'm glad.
I feel like I have a new set of tools to create positive change.
And remember, the compound effect applies to all areas of life.
That's so true.
It's a principle for everything.
It's like we're unlocking a secret formula for success.
It's accessible to everyone.
Right.
It doesn't require special talents or a ton of resources.
I like that.
It's all about those small, consistent choices day after day.
It's so powerful.
It is. We have the power to shape our own destinies.
One step at a time.
Exactly. Every day is a chance to invest in your future self.
I'm starting to see that the compound effect is about more than just goals. Absolutely.
It's about that mindset of growth and improvement.
Yes.
It's about embracing those small actions, knowing they'll build something incredible over time.
You got it. It's about recognizing that we have the power to create our own future.
That's so empowering.
And now that we've covered the basics, let's dive into one of the most impactful principles from the compound effect,
Okay.
the power of momentum.
Momentum, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like, getting started is always the hardest part,
Right.
but once you get going, things start to flow.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Think of it like
Yeah.
pushing a big snowball uphill.
Okay.
Takes a lot of effort at first.
Right.
But then once it starts rolling downhill, whoosh.
It just takes off.
Exactly. And that momentum can be really powerful when it comes to personal growth.
So when you start seeing those wins, it keeps you motivated.
It does. It makes it easier to keep going, to stay consistent.
Like with my writing goal, it's so easy to feel stuck in the beginning.
I get it.
But if I could just push past that and write every day,
Even a little bit.
maybe it would get easier.
Exactly.
Okay, so momentum is about mindset too.
Absolutely. When you believe in yourself and your ability to reach your goals,
Yeah.
that belief becomes a powerful force.
So it's like the more you do, the more you believe you can do.
Exactly. It's a positive feedback loop.
I like it.
And a great way to boost that momentum is by focusing on what Hardy calls small wins.
Small wins.
Yeah, those little achievements that might seem insignificant at first,
Right.
but when you celebrate them,
Yeah.
they can really motivate you to keep pushing forward.
So it's not just about the end goal, but about enjoying the process.
You got it. Celebrating those milestones along the way.
This is making me think about my goals differently.
How so?
It's not about forcing myself to do something I hate.
Right?
It's about finding a way to make it enjoyable and celebrating those small victories.
That's the key. When you enjoy what you're doing, consistency becomes so much easier.
Makes sense.
And when you celebrate your wins, it fuels your motivation.
It's like giving yourself a reward for making progress.
Exactly. Remember, the compound effect isn't just about achieving success. It's about living a fulfilling life.
This has been so eye-opening. I feel like I have so many new tools.
I'm glad to hear that.
But before we go, I want to ask you that question again.
Oh, yeah, the one about the small positive action for a year.
Yeah, what would yours be?
I think for me, it would be spending 15 minutes every morning journaling
Oh,
and just reflecting on things I'm grateful for.
I like that.
It's a simple way to start the day on a positive note.
What about you? You know, after all this, I'm going to commit to writing for at least 30 minutes every day.
That's amazing.
It's something I've always dreamed of doing.
I'm so proud of you.
And now I get it. It's not about writing a perfect book in a week.
Right.
It's about showing up consistently a little bit every day.
And think about it. 30 minutes a day adds up to over 180 hours in a year.
Wow, that's a lot of writing.
Imagine what you could create with that kind of dedication.
I'm excited to find out.
It's going to be incredible.
Thank you so much for sharing all of this with me. It's been amazing.
It's been my pleasure. Remember, you have the power to create the life you want.
One small step at a time.
Exactly. So embrace those small actions, celebrate those wins, and never give up.
And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the compound effect.
We hope you found it valuable.
We'll see you next time. Keep learning and keep growing.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Build Strong Habits. Let us know in the comments how you feel about it and what topics you'd love to hear next. Always remember, we're here to build strong habits together.